Well, there's a name like Step
Us,
Back, this is our electromagnetic recharging station. or,
reoccurring dream of blue elephant.
yeah, we miss you here in Merman Land. It's got like a merman.
What was it? Another busy day at,
The Bluebird Excavation Company.
yeah.
Video Chicken Bot Inspectors and the Golden Egg Merry-Go-Round. Like, they all have just kind of crazy names that are just inspired by the characters that we kind of throw into the pieces. So
I'm Nadi.
I'm Christian, and
And
we're
we're Lemonsquare.
Lemonsquare. Yeah.
Can we do it one more time? We weren't synchronized.
I didn't want to be synchronized. That sounds like we
okay.
planned.
Bye, fine.
I'm from Elkhart, Indiana, Midwest.
I was born in Seoul, Korea, and grew up in Jersey. We first met over a tray of leftover lemon squares at work, and that's how we met.
I brought her lemon squares every day after that, left them on her desk, and I don't know, we just started hanging out after that because she obviously liked lemon squares. Liked that I brought them to her.
Yeah, and
It worked. And then, yeah, we started hanging out and we started drawing on a notebook together, and I don't know why we did. We just were both artists and we thought it'd be fun to collaborate, and it started turning out pretty cool, so we thought let's move it to a different medium that's more permanent. Lemon Square is a collaboration between Nadia and I where we take turns drawing on, first we paint a wood panel, square wood panel yellow. That's why it's called Lemon Square. And then we take turns back and forth just drawing on the same board till crazy little worlds develop. A lot of people, artists would probably, potentially argue over working on a piece together, but we actually, if we get into a fight, we start a Lemon Square because we're not allowed to talk. That's one thing that's really good. And then as soon as we start working on it, we just realize whatever we were arguing about, it's like no big deal, because what we have is pretty cool. Not many people have. So.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing to remember is that I think it's really rare to find that connection with another person that you can share not just your passion but also your vision. And you can do that without actually verbalizing your thoughts or words, but just it's like a silent communication. And and it comes out, it works every single time, and it's just a beautiful piece of work.
We've
And
never argued over one piece ever. It's pretty crazy, and they always turn out. We're always happy with them, which is nice.
Yeah, so we just keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got about 34 done now.
Yeah.
We've been working together like 2 years, so it's not bad.
Before it was just me and my puppy, and that was it. But now I'm just being more conscious of. It's not just about me and my little world, but there are other people out there that's that gets impacted by my behavior or my plans, and vice versa. So it's
I mean, just like sharing a space with somebody, for the first time is like interesting, and you hadn't done that a lot, you know what I mean? So that was kind of like, I invaded her, New York apartment, like that, suddenly there's someone else walking around, and I think for me it's all about just producing constantly, you know what I mean? Like, to me it's like, and I didn't paint till 5 years ago. Like, I'm 45, and I think at like 40 I started to paint. I just bought a canvas one day, and I don't know why, and I feel like I should have been doing it my whole life. But I think it's just make stuff, like make as much as you can. Like, don't, just do whatever comes out of you. I mean, I can't really make anything specific. I just start drawing and stuff happens. Like, that's how I do art. So, I can't speak for other people's like talents or what they want to do, but I just feel like you gotta do it for yourself and just make stuff. I mean, for me, that's what makes me happy. Commit to it. Like, people always say to me, like, because I have a full-time job, and it's pretty demanding, and they're always like, when do you find the time? I'm like, I make the time. I don't go to bed. I stay up till 3 in the morning and I draw because I love it, And they always say the same thing because they're talented, creative people that I work with. Oh, I don't want to say it. No, I'm kidding. But like they always say, oh, I could never do that. I wish I could do that. And actually, they got the talent to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like committing the time, And I think it's always like you got to work hard at it. I know it sounds kind of like old school, but like you just got to work at it, man. Like always be working at it.
Yeah, and just kind of push it through, even when you have challenges or you have some sort of roadblock. And I think that's what helps me personally when I work with him is, there are times when I'm doing my own personal project, I get frustrated and I'm just like, I'll do it later or I'll continue later and I put it aside and it just kind of becomes, unfinished sketchbook, But when you're working with another person, it's not you just alone, but you're working,
It's like having someone to who meets you at 7 a.m. to go running every morning, and if they weren't going to show up, you wouldn't get up. You know what I mean? Like, you ever do that? It's like you got a running partner, you always show up because you're like, well, he's probably going to show up, so I got to show up.
Yeah.
But if you try and do it alone, sometimes you're like, I'm just going to keep sleeping, like whatever.
Which I do.
Yeah. No, but so it does, it's just one thing, like we can't really let the other person down, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
We motivate each other that way.
Yeah, we motivate each other, we inspire each other, we support each other. It's good.
First thing I do when I wake up is eat a bowl of gluten-free cornflakes and take my multivitamin. It sounds like I'm old, man. I feel old. But I get up, I eat a bowl of cereal, take my vitamin, take a shower, and go to work.
First thing
every
I do
morning
when I wake up is
go
make
back
coffee.
to sleep.
No, I brush my teeth
and
I make coffee and I take Nike, my dog, for a walk.
Yeah.
Yep. First 3 things I do.
Oh yeah, and when I go to bed at night, it's
Yeah.
the last thing I do.
Watch Office. 30 Rock.
I'm usually up really late just watching TV, hanging out. But I kiss you goodnight. It's the last thing I do before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Same thing here. I kiss him goodnight. Last thing I do.
$1 to drive a truck in a gay pride parade through Manhattan. That was pretty interesting. I had never been involved in any sort of thing like that before. It's just a culture that, where I'm from, it's not in abundance. Very eye-opening. I'd never seen anything like that before. I mean, there were just white people, black people, Asian people, gay people, straight people, just people. Whatever color, race, skin color, whatever. Just a bunch of people. Very interesting. My name is Brian Colby. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I was working a job I didn't want to pay for an apartment that I hated.